14, Wayne.
Yes, we've been in discussion with the Drescher Industries to construct a windmill at the site of Paul DeLima on Pardee Road, and I believe that Kurt Stroman is here.
Yes.
To discuss the project and explain it better than I can.
Then we'll have to set a.
You will need to set a public hearing date because currently you have a moratorium on windmills in effect, but there is a procedure in place in that moratorium for waivers from it, and that procedure involves a public hearing for the board.
Can you just give your name and who you represent, please?
I can. My name is Kurt Stroman. Kurt Stroman, I represent Paul DeLima Coffee Company, Warner Energy, and the Drescher companies. I'm here tonight, as Mr. Dean explained, we'd like to construct a 10 kilowatt windmill at the Pardee Road site that is currently the roasting facility for Paul DeLima Coffee. As part of a greening initiative for the company, we would like to become the only roaster of coffee that we know of in the world that would be powered by wind energy. It's a pretty exciting proposal. We think we're pretty happy with, we've researched wind turbines for quite some time, and we've made the decision that we would like to move forward with this. In addition, again, as I said, I'm also here representing Warner Energy, which is an affiliated company in the sense that we share a parent company with Paul DeLima Coffee Company. Warner Energy is a 2-year-old startup alternative energy company located in the town of Clay. We've been conducting research and development on wind turbines and wind systems for right since the beginning of our time, 2 years now. We have developed a new type of technology, axial flux permanent magnet generator, which I know that's a big name. Basically, the bottom line is that it's a highly efficient wind turbine. We would like to construct a tower again at the site here on Pardee Road. The tower itself would be 50 feet tall. The blades on the tower, on the top of the turbine, would be 16 feet in diameter, making a total height of 66 feet at a maximum. We have 2 towers actually constructed right now in the town of Clay. We have actually the second one going up right now. It should be completed in a week, which will be identical to the tower that we have. I think some of the members of the town board and possibly Mr. Dean have been to the site in Clay to take a look at what we've done. We have that for our own manufacturing facility in the town of Clay. So with that, again, we're here to request a waiver from the moratorium. I apologize for the informality of the presentation, just having a site plan, but I kind of like to defer to the board and find out what the next step is.
I did have an opportunity to go with Wayne in Charlotte. It was a very impressive operation, to say the least.
Thank you.
And
exactly where is the, I don't see exactly the spot on this map.
We would like to locate it. Anyone that's familiar with the site, the site is heavily treed, approximately 30 feet off the backside of the building in this direction to the north, approximately 45 feet to the rear, and right off the edge of the pavement in the parking lot. We would like to locate the wind turbine between the building and the property, the building line. I believe the distance between the building line and the front of the structure itself is 129.87 feet on the northern corner. We would like to locate it somewhere right in the middle of that area. It's a lawned, landscaped area.
It's nowhere as big as the ones you see in Tug Hill, up towards Utica.
it's the same size you had on your Morgan Road facility.
We are actually constructing the same size right now. We also have a smaller turbine that's up that I believe you saw. That is slightly smaller. That turbine has 8-foot blades, and I believe it's on a 30-foot tower.
It's going to be a little bit
larger
than the one we saw, but the one we saw was, beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Like I said, it was very impressive to watch the amount of power generated. I believe the meter for NYMA was going backwards when we were standing there.
It was, and it happens much more frequently than we ever would have imagined, to be honest with you.
It was quite the thing to say.
But we should say to people that they are not prepared to construct individual home-sized windmills or power windmills as yet. They're in the phases of doing commercial businesses right now.
That's correct, and we will be collecting quite a bit of data from this site, not only wind data as it's an ongoing research project for us. We have a finalized design that's been tested, it's been constructed, it's a safe design, but we would like to have some more data on the exactly what the power requirements are and exactly what impact it has on a larger scale commercial facility.
So we
I think, Mr. Schroman?
Yes.
I would appreciate if you could, in addition to your presentation tonight, just submit perhaps a written letter to the town board requesting a waiver from the moratorium, because I think the local law technically requires a written request as well. And then it requires a public hearing. Tracy, we're pretty booked up for May 12th, aren't we?
May 28th.
Would the applicant be all right with the 28th? Is that the next meeting?
That's great.
That would be what I'd suggest, just to, I'll make sure that you have time to get it in, make sure we have time to publish it, adequate time to actually hear it at the meeting.
I think, if I could, in the past, wasn't there some problems with Paul DeLima and signage with the state of New York with Route 81 right there? Is this going to run into the same type of problems?
You know, that's a question, honestly, I don't know the answer to. I was not here representing Paul DeLima at that time. And it's something that I'm completely unaware of. Given the fact that there is signage going right up Hardy Road with, you know, the Cracker Barrel signage, the Gander Mountain Sporting Goods signage, even at the Pepsi company, our sign is currently located within the building setback, within that footprint. I don't anticipate that there would be any problems, but I can't say that with certainty.
I don't believe there will be.
I mean, if I can say something, I think Charlotte will agree with me. I mean, that was the windmill we saw was pretty, I mean, you'd have to really look hard for it to bother you. If you were driving by, I think it's more of a curiosity than anything else, and I don't think it would distract the drivers at all on Route 1.
They probably won't even realize what it is when they're going by. Looks like a flagpole.
It does. It's very similar in appearance to a flagpole. The blades will spin rather slow. It's not really an issue of speed, given the fact that they're 16 feet, and you know, the diameter will be 32 feet. They will spin relatively slow, so we don't anticipate that there would be much distraction caused by the turbine itself.
Does the moratorium have the language about the undue hardship?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it might be worthwhile just to review the exceptions for the moratorium, because the reason why we implemented it was just for us to prevent residential folks from constructing these, not probably something in the commercial end of things like this. Sounds like a pretty exciting project, state of the art. But there's some language about showing undue hardship regarding business arrangements in order to demonstrate and to grant the waiver.
Correct.
So.
And Tracy will have a copy of the local law in her office for the moratorium, so you can contact her for a copy of it.
Great, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So we need a resolution now.
Please.
I'd like to approach the board on this, please.
In regards to what?
Regarding the windmill.
This isn't a public hearing. This is just a
I have
presentation
no input on this.
by the Drescher Company.
When's the public hearing going to be?
Next week, the next meeting on the 28th.
Two
I
meetings
can
out.
hear you.
2 meetings out.
Right, the 28th.
Right.
Or, yeah, the 28th. May 28th, the public hearing will be, and we'll be able to take pros and cons.
And it's on the public hearing is going to be relative to the waiver of the moratorium.
Correct, and that issue alone, any issues related to actual site construction, approval, etc., will be dealt with if and when the moratorium waiver is granted, and that will be dealt with by, the planning board.
Planning board.
Okay.
Great.
Make a motion, we set a public hearing date of May 28th, 2008 for the project at Paul DeLima Coffee.
Second.
Ms. Tarwacki?
Yes.
Mr. Ryback?
Yes.
Mr. Coro?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski?
Yes. Number 15, Heather?
Jody, do you want to take this, or would you like me to? Go ahead.
Give me
Okay.
one second. Participation in government. Would anyone like your form signed, or would you like to stay for the remainder of the meeting?
Go right up to those.